One of the greatest qualities of MMA is mutual respect between fighters. However, in this merciless game, it is not always present. That's why we bring you a selection of matches well known for disrespectful wins. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the show.
But that's my roommate, that's my best friend right there. I ain't gotta worry about nobody grinding on me after I got him on me.
You know, I just work with my buddy Jorge Masvidal. Can't thank him enough for what he did for me.
The main card at UFC 272 was headlined by an over-the-top drama event that was anything but respectful. The build-up between two former best friends and training partners who lived together turned into chaos. Colby Covington, an epitome of disrespect, sold their friendship for pay-per-view money and fame. And Jorge was absolutely furious about his ex-friend spitting all kinds of venom in his direction.
I lived in Maritz's house. I didn't live in your house, bitch. Maritza paid the motherfucking bills.
My house.
Your children.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Forget about your children, you deadbeat motherfucking dad.
Look at
Hey,
that
you still
cheap-
got your Obama phone?
that cheap
You
shit.
still got your Obama phone?
I had an Obama phone.
Yeah, you fucking did, you
Yeah,
lying
tell
ass
me.
piece of shit.
Shut the
You're a lying ass piece of shit, bitch.
The fight went on as expected, and the anger in Jorge's face was more than obvious. Colby ragdolling and outstriking him for 25 minutes, and Masvidal putting full force into each of his punches, trying to take his rival's head off. Covington capitulated over older and tired Jorge and used his anger against him. Security intervened both before and after the match after Colby won convincingly. The fight was of good quality, and the events surrounding it were even more interesting and without any respect. The fact that the drama did not end in the cage was testified by Jorge Masvidal with a hood on his head, who confronted and sucker punched Covington in front of Poppy's Steak in Miami. And Colby, being Colby, decided to call the police and report Masvidal taking their battle to the courtroom. You know it's about to go down when two trash talkers like Bisping and Rockhold meet for the second time. And the added spice to the fight is the middleweight title and Michael's performance on short notice. Another great main event at UFC 199 was led by disrespect that continued after the match. Luke entered the battle as a champion with a submission win over Bisping, who was trying to get the title for a long time. Rockhold made the mistake of underestimating his opponent in the stand-up and opened the first title defense as relaxed as possible. Michael, driven by revenge after 4 minutes, comes for Luke's head, introducing him to his left hook and punishing his lowered guard. Emotions overwhelmed Bisping, who climbed the fence, pointing out Luke, sending him a censored and short message. And after that, he came to shake Rockhold's hand only to ask him, "Do you know where you are?" Luke being a bad loser and Michael being his provocative self, they took their bitterness to the post-fight press conference.
God, that guy's such a... I mean, you show your true colors after a fight, and that guy comes up to me and says, "You know where you are, huh?"
Michael,
Buddy,
you got knocked
fucking
the f out. You
Hey.
got knocked out, buddy. Sit down,
You
shut
got
up.
lucky.
If we collected all the material of Diaz's disrespectful behavior, a movie could be made about Nate. It becomes even more interesting if another disrespectful fighter like Michael Johnson is his opponent.
I come back out and then he's with 6 other people. So now the real tough guy talk comes on and he just starts running his mouth, asking me what I'm looking at. You can't carry your boys in that cage with you.
The two participated in Fight of the Night in 2015 at UFC in a match that was the ultimate display of boxing techniques. Punches flew from both sides for 15 minutes without a second break. Diaz was relentless and efficient, and Michael was fast and tough. Not only did Nate disrespect Michael before the fight, but also during it, playing with him, pointing at him, and most importantly, flipping him off, especially in the third round. When Diaz traditionally increased the tempo at the end of the fight, Michael was frustrated, and Nate was laughing the entire time. In the Octagon interview, he was asked how he felt after his victory over Michael Johnson, and Diaz threw shade at his opponent, extending immediately to his legendary call-out of Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, mother. I'm gonna fight your
Another fight of the night with bad blood, with the title on the line and Colby on the other side of the beating. There's no denying that Covington is a top fighter, but his fight-to-fight trash talk will kill him one day.
You ain't ready for prime time yet, son?
We live
You ain't ready for prime time? That's why you on digital cable, boy. I'm on pay-per-view. Sit your ass down, Junior.
The night at UFC 245 was particularly satisfying as he disrespected the wrong man. That man was the dominant champion, Kamaru Usman. After a really high-level match with 24 minutes of striking. The fight went back and forth, rocking each other, throwing jabs and hooks all the way. Colby was doing pretty well with the volume of punches. Usman's hits had more power, and a turn came when Colby realized that his jaw had broken mid-fight. At the end of the last round, Kamaru destroys the already broken jaw of his opponent and wins by TKO. Karma works in wonderful ways, and a devastated Covington was running to hide in the hole he came out of before Usman's interview began.
Hey, this one is not just for me, this one is for the whole entire world right now.
Blatant cheater, you know, he had oil all over him, so.
You heard it from Josh, people. Oiled body, eye gouges, and massive disrespect are what decorated the match between Josh Koscheck and Paul Daly. But they left the most interesting thing for the end of the match. UFC 113 featured the dangerous one-punch knockout artist Paul Daly in the main event to fight Josh. But Josh, the wrestler, had other plans. 15 minutes of the fight passed with 4 successful takedowns. Josh kept whispering in Paul's ear from a dominant position, making him furious. The match ended the way it lasted, with Koscheck on top of Daly, and after the referee separated him, an exasperated Paul sucker punched his opponent from behind after the bell. No touching of gloves before and after the match, and Paul Daly became one of the 8 fighters who managed to be banned from the UFC forever.
He's done. I don't give a shit if he's the best 170-pounder in the world. He'll never come back here again. We're talking Paul Daly. Yeah.
Safe to say if this happened in today's UFC era, it would probably be justified, monetized, and repackaged for promotional purposes. UFC 19 was a legendary and disrespectful moment centered on none other than Tito Ortiz. After losing his first match against Mezger by submission in the first round, Tito gets a chance for revenge when Vitor Belfort pulls out of the fight and Ortiz enters on short notice. His goal was clear. He was going to beat the living daylights out of Mezger, but the situation further worsened and developed when Ortiz put on a t-shirt that said, "Guy Mezger is my Safe to say, Tito was waiting patiently for this moment, and he enjoyed it. Ken Shamrock went crazy and had to be restrained twice from attacking Ortiz after the fight and backstage, which created a new rivalry over which Tito and Ken fought as many as 3 times.
Ken's so easy to get under him, man. The guy has no confidence in what he does, and I get under his skin, man. I just push the right buttons and things happen.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's Cheeto, which would be fine with me. I think it's a good matchup for me. I think he's basic, he's tough, but he's not explode. I don't think he's super good. I don't think he's as good as people think he is, so it'd be a good fight for me.
Sean O'Malley has finally hit a wall he can't get through after 12 matches without a loss. According to Sean, the Ecuadorian Chito Vera posed no threat to Sugar, and it should have been another walk in the park. Chito, on the other hand, as a much more experienced fighter and aware of the dust that is rising around O'Malley, is happy to enter the match to prove everyone wrong. In the first round, the Ecuadorian managed to destroy Sean O'Malley's rise with sharp calf kicks that destabilized the opponent's leg, exposing him to ground and pound and thus ending the fight. The price of Chito Vera increased after this match, and he couldn't wait for his moment. After the victory, he climbed the cage and made a legendary statement as a counter to Sean's crashed hype train. When women lead the main event, you know it's deserved. In the 7th defense of the bantamweight title at UFC 190, Ronda Rousey was eagerly waiting to get her hands on Beth Correa for taking the trash talk too far by bringing up the personal demons of the champion. The fire between the two women could be felt, and we all know what they're like when angry. The weigh-in was intense and short, and the fight didn't last much longer than that. The undefeated Ronda got her frustration out in the first 30 seconds of the round, and although she is known for her grappling, she beat Beth at her own game, showing no respect for her opponent. Rousey was visibly frustrated even after the fight, as if she was sorry the match didn't last longer.
Well, I hope that nobody really brings up my family anymore when it comes to fight.
Hey guys, that's it for today. Thanks for staying tuned. Comment and share with your friends. Remember to keep your guard up, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.